This program was brought to you by Coller Institute of Venture at Tel Aviv University.
Bacterial resistance is a growing problem. Bacteria become resistant when they attach to surfaces and form a sticky biofilm. You can see in this picture here the sticky substance in between the round bacterial cells. Once bacteria are in this biofilm form, they are resistant to harsh chemicals, antibiotics, and our immune system. In industry, the current treatments for biofilm include scraping, mechanical removal, heat, sterilization, and biocides. Biocides, by definition, are toxic. They are ineffective once the bacteria forms the biofilm. And regulators have already started banning biocides on the market because of their toxicity, creating a rising demand for non-toxic alternatives. As many of you are well aware, biofilms are the cause of corrosion, scale, and contamination in water systems. And here in these pictures you can see biofilm clogging pipes and reverse osmosis systems. In a similar manner, fouling is the attachment of marine organisms to surfaces like algae and barnacles, also causing clogging and corrosion. In water system facilities, this clogging restricts the flow of water in the pipes, which translates to lower yields, lower profits, and an increase in operational costs where more energy is needed to pump water through the clogged pipes. This is just an example. There is a good portion of drinking water contaminants that are from the water treatment process. Overall, there is an alarming number of chemicals in our drinking water, and any reduction of this would be a good thing. So Aequor is looking to reduce or replace the use of toxic chemicals with effective non-toxic alternatives. Okay, so I looked to the marine environment to see how this problem is solved in nature. I hypothesized that there were certain bacteria living on marine organisms, protecting them from foreign settlement, much like we have on our skin protecting us. So I isolated bacteria from these surfaces, and I did polyphasic taxonomy and determined that many of the bacteria were novel, and this diagram shows the novel genus. And I tested hundreds of chemicals that these bacteria were producing for anti-biofilm and anti-fouling activity. And what I found was the chemicals did inhibit and remove biofilm formation and fouling, and all of the chemicals were different. Some were more active against medical biofilm formers, some were more active against oral flora biofilm like plaque, and some were more active against marine biofilm formation and marine fouling. Our lead chemical was chosen because it's active against all three, medical, oral, and marine. And in these pictures you can see Staphylococcus aureus untreated forming a thick biofilm, Staph aureus in the presence of our lead chemical unpurified, and Staph aureus in the presence of penicillin at 1,000 times the dose tolerated by humans, and that is the dose needed to get comparable results to our lead chemical. Preliminary toxicity testing indicates that the chemical is non-toxic, and we did chemical elucidation studies indicating that the chemical itself is also novel. The efficacy of our lead chemical was validated by Lonza, and this graph shows the results. Our lead chemical removed existing Staph aureus biofilm 99.99%, and that is as accurate as our test goes. And they reported that nothing else known can do this at non-lethal doses. Our next steps are to synthesize and scale up the chemical to provide pilots with kilogram quantities to test. We already have 10 pilot agreements signed, and Many of them are in the EU. One is with Aequor, who I think is here today, a Portuguese company for closed water system testing. Some of them are very cool. One is with CASIS, the Center for the Advancement of Science and Space, where Aequor's chemicals will be tested on the International Space Station because of the biofilm contamination they experience inside and outside the station in outer space. Another is with DARPA, an agency of the U.S. Department of Defense, where Aequor's chemicals will be tested for healthcare applications. And another is with SPAWAR, an agency of the U.S. Navy that to test Aequor's chemicals for marine anti-fouling properties. This gives you an idea of the size of the market and how it segments. At the top you have healthcare, which includes therapeutics, and then agro-industry, which includes anti-fouling agents, and then sanitizers, which includes dispersants and water pretreatments. This 38 billion euro market is our lowest hanging fruit. This lowest market is only regulated by the Toxic Substances Control Act, which has the lowest regulatory barrier and can get us in the market in 6 months for 80,000 euros. And our beachhead customers are also in the adjacent segments, which gives us a clear pathway through EPA and FDA healthcare, which is our vision. We plan on licensing to market leaders with a defined end use within a defined geographical region. We plan on charging upfronts and royalties. We can also generate revenues through direct sales, biofilm testing services, and grants. We have a unique value proposition. We have a chemical from the marine environment developed by nature to target the problem. We are effective, we are non-toxic, and we can provide our customers with many benefits, saving them time, manpower, and money. We have an independent lab set up in San Diego, California. We have 3 patents filed on the methods of extraction, methods of use, and composition of matter of the lead chemical. We have raised over 350,000 euros from friends and family. We have validated our business model through the Building Global Innovators Accelerator, and we've assembled a world-class team. Marilyn Bruno is Aequor's co-founder and CEO. She's launched over 70 complex international ventures through the virtual management model. Joseph Goulias is our expert synthetic chemist. He has over 35 years experience and has worked with 2 Nobel laureates in his career. And management is supported by K&L Gates, a premier international law firm, and 12 seasoned advisors with expertise in international chemical sales, regulatory affairs, drug discovery, and product launch, including Toshiyasu Nagai, former president of Dow Chemical in Japan. So why us? We have validated every aspect of our science and business model. The market is growing in every segment. We have traction and a vision with a triple bottom line: people, profit, and planet. Thank you.
This program was brought to you by Coller Institute of Venture at Tel Aviv University.